Hello everybody and welcome back to another short mini-series of Process Pat. This week we are going to give you the tips and tricks needed to prepare the right way for the up-and-coming holiday season that's about to kick off. Now, what we're preparing for here in Q4, going through the beginning of January, at least for most companies with the standard fiscal cycle, you're going to have Q4 close. Now, with the broader global macroeconomic downtrend, you're going to see that a lot of pressure is going to be put on teams to execute. That's one. Number two, you're going to have probably some major release cycles going through the end of the year or just as we get out of December into January that you need to prepare for, and you want to make sure that those go smoothly so that you aren't interrupting your customers and you're getting them the latest and the coolest tech available at their fingertips. Third, performance reviews. We know internally we are gearing up for bonus season coming out of the new year. Performance reviews are happening. There's a lot going on. You may have, depending on your specific business and your business needs, you probably have heavy app traffic and this is your season to perform. So you want to make sure that you don't have any downtime, that you're performant, and that your customers have a smooth experience using your application. The next is time off. We're going into a major holiday season. It doesn't matter what it is that you are celebrating. Most people across the world are celebrating, and this means that a lot of people are going to be traveling. They're going to be taking time off. It's going to interrupt the flow of work. And as Agilists, we need to make sure that we are accounting for that so that there is little business disruption and we're setting the right expectations with our teams. So all of this put together at the end of the year, it makes for a very complex working environment for the teams that you are supporting, for your stakeholders, for your business entity as a whole, your enterprise. And we need to make sure that we are setting and meeting the right expectations across our core business. So in order to do this, we need to make sure that we understand a few things up front. If you're a Scrum Master, a product owner, a team manager, start to do your due diligence now as you usually do from sprint to sprint, but make sure that you have a more detailed understanding going into this complex Q4 or end of the year cycle. First is understand the data, understand the historical trends. If your team has been consistent for long periods of time, maybe you went through this last year and you had some fumbles that you can remember that you noted that you need to get better on this year. Understand how the team performs when maybe key members are out. Use the data, leverage it as a starting point to see how you can start to position your teams for success through this difficult time period at the end of the year. Next is dependencies. Dependencies are critical. It's not just your team that's going to have people that have time off. So you need to make sure that you understand the intricacies across each team. If you have a dependency on another team, make sure that you are doing whatever you can to ensure that they're not being planned within the same sprints. Those are called inter-sprint dependencies. Those are recipes for disaster, and you need to make sure that you are avoiding those. Time off. Time off goes very close with dependencies, whereas you may have set the expectation that you will have something delivered during a certain sprint. Maybe now you have a teammate or a number of teammates that are out, and it doesn't look like you're going to be able to meet that expectation and that dependency that you promised that you were going to deliver. And it may push it out. So make sure that you're over communicating. You understand the time off on your team, how that will impact the dependencies that other teams may have on you, but also reach out to other teams that you are dependent on. Understand their time off schedule, how that's going to impact the flow of work and set your teams up for success. Once you understand these things, make sure that you are going through, you understand the team's velocity. I've done talks on velocity and capacity planning as well. This is the hardest time of the year to get capacity planning right. So make sure that you understand all of the details going into it so you can set your teams up for success going into the end of the year. At the end of the day, the goal is to set the right expectations and to meet the expectations that you have set. This is critical for your team's success. It is critical for the business unit as a whole, given all the complexities that we have already talked about. If you set an expectation and you don't meet it, it's going to have ramifications depending on the complexities of your business, and there will be ripple effects that will impact other teams and cause them to be unsuccessful as well. Do your due diligence, make sure that you understand the complexities of the environment, understand the historical trends in the data, and make sure that you're doing everything that you can possible to enable your teams going into this awesome time of the year. So with that, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving coming up next week. I am very thankful for my friends, my family, and for you and my career, and being able to have these discussions with you openly and honestly. Hopefully I'm able to help somebody out there that needs, that hasn't probably gone through this before. As always, please make sure that you are liking and subscribing. Please comment so that we can talk in the comments section. Thank you, happy holidays, and I wish you well. Bye.